Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Shri Radha Madhava Ki Jai. Should be enough for today. Next time we practice love. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, Hare Krishna. Welcome everybody, two of you. Every day it's more and more. It seems to me it's more famous, the Bhagavatam classes. Becomes more popular now in the temple. Nice. Anyway, the hardcore is here. We are reading from the 5th canto. We're in chapter 24 still, and we have verse 30. It's again a very, very long verse. We will keep it simple, as usual. And okay, let's read the Sanskrit and the translation, and then the short purport, very short purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Okay. Tato dasta trasa tale daite yatanava panayo nama nivata kavacha kaleya hiranya puravasina iti vibhuta pratyanika utpatta mahaujaso mahasahasino bhagavata sakala loka nubhavasya harer eva tejasa pratihata bala balepa bileshaya iva vasanti yevai saramayendra tutya vagbir mantra varnabir indrat biphyati. So let's read the translation and purport. Beneath Mahatala is the planetary system known as Rasa Tala, which is the abode of the demoniac sons of Diti and Danu. They are called Panis, Nivata, Kavachas, Kaleyas, and Hiranya Puravashis, those who are living in Hiranya Pura. They are all enemies of the demigods, and they reside in holes like snakes. From birth, they are extremely powerful and cruel, and although they are proud of their strength, they are always defeated by the Sudarshan Chakra of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who rules all the planetary systems. When a female messenger from Indra named Saurama chants a particular curse, the serpentine demons of Mahatala became very afraid of Indra. Purport. It is said that there was a great fight between these serpentine demons and Indra. the king of heaven. When the defeated demons met the female messenger Sarama, who was chanting a mantra, they became afraid, and therefore they are living in the planet called Rasatala. Om Gyana Timirandasya Jananjana Shalakaya Chakshuru Militanyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manopishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupa Gadamayam Dadati Svapadantikam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrindam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Hare Krishna again. Here again an interesting verse. These are very, a little bit, interesting topic in a funny way, but still we get some informations of different planetary systems. I would like to start to repeat shortly. We heard now about different planets below the Earth, like so-called hellish planets, actually. Actually, they are very opulent and a lot of technology and wealth and sense enjoyment, but still that's why they are demoniac, because the persons who are living there, they are not really God conscious, not really full of good characteristics. Please bring some more devotees inside. They are not really surrendered to God. They are not living according religious principles, and that's why they are, engaged more in sense enjoyment. There's more their desire, it's more what they're looking for, and they have it according to their desire. They have these demoniac planetary systems. And now we hear from Rasatala. Actually, below the Earth planet where we are residing, we have Atala, and then we have Vitala, then we have Sutala, where actually Bali Maharaj is residing. We heard a lot. And then we have Talatala, then we have Mahatala, and now we have Rasatala. And then under Rasatala, the last one is like Patala. This we don't hear till now, but maybe it will come soon. These 7 lower planets are there, and we hear some kind of descriptions who are living there. For example, they are residing also like demoniac persons, and I would like to mention also a little bit these groups of these different kinds of demoniac persons who are residing there. And actually we heard something else, but I will mention later. These different groups, we heard some part in the verse, are for example the Panis. There's like a different group of demoniac persons who are residing there. And they are, for example, also mentioned in the Rig Veda. They are maybe, so far I could a little bit research, they are also demoniac, but not so heavy. They are a little bit more pious. It sounded to me, they are like a little bit more knowledgeable and enlightened. They are not so heavy maybe, but they are also the Nivata Kavachas, we hear it also in the verse. They are actually very, very difficult to defeat. They are really determined in fight, and they are really heavy. They are really heavy to defeat. But Arjuna could defeat them. But for normal humans, or even maybe for demigods, maybe very difficult to fight with them. And then we have the Kelias. They are like fiery demoniac persons. They're really fiery, and they are well known. They are very chaotic, and they are well known for destruction. They are destroying a lot, and we are fiery and chaotic and really heavy, fiery personalities, demoniac personalities. And then we hear from the Daityas and the Danavas. Also, the Daityas are children of Diti, and they are really brutal. They're really brutal persons. And then the Danavas, they are maybe a little bit better, I don't know, but sounds a little bit better. They are more famous for mystic power, for different kinds of illusions, what they can create, and they're also a little bit more intellectual. They are more powerful in internal things. And because we hear now, there is a lot of explanation of demoniac persons, demoniac planetary systems. Also, the Bhagavad Gita, in the 16th chapter, maybe somebody read, there is about many, Krishna is describing also demoniac persons in the 16th chapter. And at the very beginning of the 16th chapter, the very, very beginning, we hear, godly characteristics. And from 16.4, Krishna is describing actually demoniac characteristics. And they are really interesting. Maybe let's go through them, because now we hear of such kind of persons, and they have demoniac qualities. But partly also we have some. We are also a little bit demoniac, sometimes more, sometimes less. These characteristics come up time by time also in us, even if we are in devotional service, or especially if we are in devotional service, sometimes because of purification, because this is a process of purification. And purification means that the demoniac tendencies from the deep core of the heart will be taken out, and sometimes they come to the, to the surface, and then we feel them really more. Sometimes I can remember if I were in Buddhist devotion, especially in the first years, and then many anarthas and many stuff came out, like anger and different stuff. And sometimes I really recognize that this cannot be myself. I mean, I don't know myself in this way, but still it came up. And don't be afraid if sometimes you think you are a demon. You are not really a demon, but some kind of demoniac things are coming out of us. And this is like the purification process. This is very good. At least we should understand it. If we understand it, then it's easier to deal with it. Then I say, okay, now it starts. And this is actually a term also what we know as anartha nivritti. This is actually like the purification of the heart. There are different steps in devotional life, and anartha nivritti is one. And if this starts, this is very good. It's on the beginning of our spiritual life. And it can take a long time, this anartha nivritti, that we become purified many, many years. But anyway, and time by time, some things come up. But anyway, let's hear this verse from the Bhagavad Gita, 16.4. Dambo darpo bhimanascha kroda purushyam evacha ajnanam chaphi jatyas prita sampadam asurim. The last word, asurim. The translation is like pride, arrogance, conceit. This is like Eitelkeit, like in English I don't know another word for it. And anger, harshness, and ignorance. These qualities belong to those of demoniac nature, O son of Pritha. Krishna is telling Arjuna this on the beginning of the 16th chapter. These are demoniac qualities. And now we hear them, now we say, okay, nice, yes, we hear them, we know them. Sometimes we even recognize them in ourselves, often also in others. It's also nice to experience it. But what is the meaning of this demoniac? I mean, somehow we understand what it means, pride or ignorance or anger. But a little bit, I mean, I don't like to go that much into it because we have not so much time. But anyway, I was even meditating. It could be also a seminar given out of them because it's really interesting. There are even more deep topics behind. But at least a little bit to explain. Like pride is actually, more or less we could say, this is like something like a pretending. It can be like a person who pretends to be religious, for example. And sometimes we have also this tendency, oh, I'm very nice devotee, very nice devotee. But it isn't. But spiritually and maybe morally and in different kinds, we are maybe not so much advanced. But still we think, oh, we are a little bit proud, oh, I'm such a nice devotee. I can remember on the beginning of my Krishna consciousness, I was also thinking, I'm so special. And then I recognized I'm really not special. But it's actually on the beginning sometimes, oh, I'm maybe an incarnation of Prabhupada or from whatever, I don't know, from something we think sometimes, so maybe this, maybe that. It's a little bit like pride, it's like a little bit an illusory imagination of ourselves, what we are not, but anyway. And arrogance is actually, can be like from power, for example, from knowledge, from wealth. We are arrogant that we have or we own something. What actually also we have to be aware, it is actually nothing is ours. You can imagine you have 10 million francs on your bank account. It is somehow yours, but not really. It's actually Krishna's. Actually, if you really know, it belongs to Krishna. You maybe earned it somehow by the strength by Krishna's strength, what you get in your body. It's also not yours. Nothing is yours. Not your brain, not your hair, not your sari. Nothing is ours. Actually, nothing is ours. We are like somehow like the owner of it now. Yeah, it's my this and my book and my that, but actually it's not. And if we are aware, if we are really spiritualists, then we are more aware. It's not mine. I can deal with it by Krishna's grace. And that's why we should not be arrogant or something. Anyway, the next one is this conceit, this Eitelkeit, and this is a little bit more subtle than arrogance. It's a little bit similar, but it's a deep body conscious understanding from I and my. It's a deep identification with body. Oh, I think I'm so good. I'm satisfied in myself, but not in a transcendental way, like Atmaram, who is really satisfied, but in a materialistic way. Oh, I and my body, and this is like this Eitelkeit. And then the next one, anger. Anger is actually, originally it comes from lust. And lust is, shortly said, we are hankering for enjoyment, for sense enjoyment. Which kind, whatever, which kind, like there are different kinds of sense enjoyment. We are hankering for it. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur, once I read a really nice explanation of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and since that I could remember this, what I will tell you now. It's really easy to remember, and it's a nice analogy where we can understand, oh yes, this is the next step from lust, like anger, and when anger arises. And anger arises if our lust is active, it is there, we try to have something, and for example, something comes between, something stopping us in our endeavoring for our sense enjoyment. Let's say you like to have a cake, you see it, it is on the table, you go to it, and somebody comes and takes it away. Okay, I'm sorry, it's my cake. And then some anger comes up. It's a very simple, not very good example, but and actually the anger comes from lust, and actually lust is driven by passion, by, you are very active, it's like the mode of passion. And if this is not satisfied, then lust have to take, it cannot go further because it cannot have, this passion cannot have the sense object, and that's why it has to take shelter in ignorance. It's a really heavy thing. And by ignorance, you become like mad and dumb, and you lose your conscience, whatever, and then you become angry. You are not satisfied because you don't get your sense object, and then anger arises. It's really interesting, actually. You can even, how to say, you can understand. This is like really amazing, and I think, wow, that's really nice to understand how it works. And actually, if it arises in us, you can try to analyze it and say, now lust comes, or anger or whatever, why it's coming, and you understand, you can follow up, and say, okay, step back. I'm not anger, I'm not lust, I'm not whatever. I'm not desire or sense objects. And if we analyze, then actually once a sannyasi explained to me, he told, if we analyze the object of lust, then it loses his attraction. It's really interesting. It's really so. If you understand what is the object about, like something like Sankhya Yoga, you analyze what is matter and what is spirit, and the difference and the similarities, the connection, and then you say, oh, okay, I understand it. It's not attractive anymore. It's really interesting how our philosophy actually works. It's really practical. We can really use it. And that's why knowledge is very, very good. If you have some kind of knowledge helps to be detached. Actually, a jnani is like more on the platform that he is detached from the material world. It's not actually pure love to Krishna, but it is attachment comes because, I should not touch it because karma and this and that and reactions, and he's like more detached. Anyway, let's go further. Then the next one is harshness. Harshness is also actually very heavy. It's really not nice, especially if we practice it amongst living entities. Then it means we hurt somebody. We are maybe screaming with somebody. We are whatever. We are disrespecting somebody. We are aggressive to them with words, even maybe with bodily, how to say, in different actions. Harshness is really not nice. And we are not recognizing the other person, not aware about them. Even we don't like, or we are not interested in the other person. What they think, what they feel, what they have for problems, we are harsh. It's not nice. And then similar also like ignorance is also like no knowledge about the others, no interest. It's also not good. It's not only like a lack of information, but Also, like we could say, a misunderstanding of the material reality, of the material nature. How something really is. What is the nature of something or somebody. This is like ignorance, actually. Okay, so far to this topic. Now let's come to a little bit other topic, what is mentioned also in the verse. Maybe you recognized somewhere by reading it. This Hiranya Pura. You recognized? You read something in the Hiranya Pura? What is Hiranya Pura? This is a city. Hiranya Pura is a city where demoniac persons are residing inside. That was actually, and this Hiranya Pura is actually not only like a city, this is a super special city, super opulent, it's even golden because Hiranya, like Hiranya Kashipu, you know the demon? Hiranya means golden, Kashipu, cushion. He likes soft beds and gold and women and like whatever, sense enjoyment. And there's also Hiranya Pura, it's like a golden city. And actually we will, later, a little bit close to the end, I would like to explain you a story about this city. Because sometimes stories are nice to hear. It's like better than philosophy and different topics. Oh, so much different topics. We hear about later about this city, but only in a short way that we have a little clue of it when the story goes on, what's about. This city is actually also a flying city. It flies in the sky, it's a floating city. Complete huge city, full of gold, full of demons, full of weapons. Jai. You can imagine like a UFO, like an UFO, something like this. But maybe a UFO is like a really a very low class version of it. It's not like a little bit spaceship what's going around. Maybe it's some kind of little weapons and some kind of UFOs inside. But this city is really heavy. It's really a heavy city. Anyway, and actually also the demons are creating a lot of illusion. We hear the demons, the characteristics from them, and some of them are really good in illusions, in creating illusions. For example, they're creating a thunderstorm. It comes and it's not like what's normally happening by the demigods, sometimes here and there, but they create it. Or some witches are flying from the sky, or some bones and blood and horrible things. They're like some demoniac soldiers, and they create, or some weapons, falling from the air. What is axe? Or what is this? I don't know. Anyway, some swords or some knives flying from the sky. And you're there and oh, nice. Thank you very much for the blessings. They can create such complete crazy illusions. And they are not nice if you try to fight against them. Oh, come on, I fight them. And then some horrible illusions are coming. Maybe it's really frightening. But anyway, so far to this. And yeah. And actually, maybe like in a short mentioning, actually, for sure, who like Arjuna could fight this city, and actually, this is the story is about Arjuna. Actually, he was invited by Indra. Actually, who is Indra to Arjuna? Somebody knows? The father. Indra is the father of Arjuna, and actually, Indra, the heavenly planets, invited Arjuna once and told him, Arjuna, you are super powerful, you are really nice. You are the only one who can fight this crazy city, these demons inside. You have to, and that's the story about, but later to the story. And then we had another point in our verse, maybe you recognized, also connected to Indra. Indra was a little bit, I don't know, special messenger, female messenger. Her name is Sarama. You heard? You can remember? And she was sent it, and actually this is mentioned in our first 30. And she was sent it, and she spoke a mantra. And actually it was a curse. It was a curse to the demons. The demons were like really a bit afraid. And this is interesting to see that even the demons are afraid. And for sure they are afraid, and especially also from such kind of things like psychologically they can be influenced. And this is a sign for it. Actually, Indra sent it, this special, how to say, messenger, female messenger, and they was afraid of it. And actually, this messenger, so far I could figure out, she was like half dog and half woman. Sometimes with really strange things in our Bhagavatam, but at that times actually, and the whole story, whatever, listen some story from the Bhagavatam, it's like, what? If so-called like a normal man are hearing these stories, I don't believe. And then they go to the cinema every second week and look even more crazy films there. Actually, I don't know, I was not often in a cinema, but normally if somebody watched some movies, sometimes, yes, they are super crazy movies. Sometimes, super crazy movies, even horror or what is this? Anyway, I don't know these terms, but super crazy things are going on in the movie, and the people are looking and oh yeah, nice, and enjoying. There are more blood and more fantasy and more craziness. There, wow. And then you hear Bhagavatam, oh, I don't believe, it's not possible at all. Only in the movies, only in the movies, it's possible. And there we have crazy things. Anyway, and let's go further. Actually, another thing what I wanted to mention. It's maybe also interesting. It's a side topic, but maybe not uninteresting. Actually, if Indra invited Arjuna that he should fight this special city, actually he was empowered. Actually, he was empowered by Indra to do it, and yeah, we see also like empowerment is very important. Actually, Indra got empowered by the right person. In a sense that he's like the chief of the demigods. He's his father. He's like one kind of authority, and he's actually the most supreme among the demigods. He's the king of the demigods, and he empowered him. Arjuna got also. It can be also symbolical, but he got also really, really weapons, really special weapons, also like very mystic weapons. I don't know which ones, but he got some. And also for us with empowerment, if we get empowerment from the right person, with the right attitude, this is very special. And this is very powerful. This was the convincement, you heard, from the Puchari room. Oh. Bless you. God bless you. Actually, this is really important, empowerment. If you feel empowered, if you really feel empowered, if you say, it's nice, let's do it, you are qualified for it, yes, then you will really feel, okay, now, yes, I will do it. I can remember once I tell the story shortly. I was asked to become a member of the temple board. And I was saying, I don't know. It's a little bit politics, And I'm a brahmachari. It's not so good for a brahmachari to engage in politics, or at least not all the time. And then I was thinking, what to do? Let's ask some brahmanas, some senior brahmanas. Let's take some advice from them. What is right, what is wrong, what I should do, maybe what not. And then I asked some, and some said, yes, this is really good, let's do it. It's like a challenge, it's something new, you can learn something. And the others told, don't entangle with this is nothing for brahmacharis, this is politics, and not good, and this. And I was like, what should I do? Some say this, some say that. And the half says this, and the other half said that. And then I was like, puzzles. Okay, maybe I'm stepping back, I don't know. And then after some time, the topic was a little bit fallen by sight. Sometimes something don't happen, and it goes on and on and on. And after some time, I can remember somebody knocked on my door, and the temple president was there, and I was happy to receive him. And then personally, he asked me in a humble way, Munindra, do you like to take the post of one member of the temple board? And somehow I felt immediately, yes, now I have to do it. He personally come to me, he's asking me. That means he somehow empowered me and in a humble way requested somehow. And then I was sure, I felt it, yes, now it's the time, let's do it. And then I did it. Anyway, that's only like an example, but it's important if you have the right person and the right attitude, a good wishing will behind, that somebody likes also to help you, but to help you to rise, for example, in spiritual life, and to support you even, maybe with weapons like Arjuna. Maybe you get some, whatever, you got some money for it, or some clothes, or some tools, or what you need for this service. And then you feel empowered, and you feel happy, and then you like to do it. It's actually important if you have the right person, right attitude. Anyway, and okay, our time is running. It's actually also, yeah, maybe let's go on, we have not so much time. Okay. Now let's come to our story. I would like to tell you the story. If you like, you can close your eyes, but please don't fall in sleep. Then you can try to imagine the story of our golden city. High above the earth, beyond the reach of the ordinary kings, there differed a city unlike any other, Hiranyapura, the city of gold. Actually, this story is from the Mahabharata, that we get it. It did not rest upon land. It did not obey the wind. It moved freely to the sky. Built by the Daityas and Danavas, ensigned enemies of the demigods, the city shimmered with golden towers, radiant walls, and celestial weapons. It could vanish at will. Jai Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Dev Maharani Ki, Shri Gauranitai Ki. Jagannath would like also to listen the story. It could vanish at will. It could vanish. Sometimes was here, sometimes there, sometimes you saw it, sometimes not. It was really mystical. It reappeared elsewhere and attack without warning. Even the demigods found it difficult to conquer. For this reason, Indra, king of heavens, turned to the only warrior capable of such a task, Arjuna, the son of Indra. Now the call for the battle. Arjuna had ascended to the celestial realms and was dwelling among the demigods, learning divine weapons and arts of war. One day Indra spoke to him. There is a city in the sky, Hiranyapura. Its inhabitants defy the demigods and disturb the cosmic order. No ordinary force can reach them. Only you can bring it down. Arjuna accepted without hesitation. With him stood his charioteer, the radiant Matali. He was the charioteer from Arjuna, who drove Indra's own celestial chariot, swift as thought, blazing like the sun. That was the chariot. It was a special chariot also, with special weapons and a special charioteer. Now the city in the sky. As they rose into heavens, Arjuna beheld it like the chariot. And then Hiranyapura, a floating fortress of gold, spinning and shifting across the sky. Its towers gleamed like fire. Its pathways shimmered like molten light. A form, and from its walls armies of asuras emerged, fires powerful and relentless. The city itself seemed alive. It darted through the sky to evade attack. It vanished into illusion. It reappeared behind the enemy like a predator. It appeared behind the enemy. Someone disappeared, boop, and then behind the enemy it comes again. Heavy, huh? The battle begins. The sky erupted into war. Arjuna stood firm in his chariot, drawing the Gandiva, his divine bow. His arrows flew like straps of lightning to the city, piercing through the asuras. But the enemies were many. They attacked from all sides, above, below, and from within illusion. Mountains seemed to fall upon him. Mountains. Crazy war, you can imagine the whole scene, like, wow. You cannot imagine. Darkness swallowed the sky. Storms of weapons rained down. Even the air turned hostile. Matili, his charioteer, guided the chariot with unmatched skill, waving through danger as Arjuna countered every attack. The illusion shattered. Realizing brute force was not enough, Arjuna invoked celestial weapons. Astras, they are like weapons, taught to him by the gods, by the demigods. They gave him some celestial weapons. With divine focus, he released the weapons that cut through illusion itself. The shifting city faltered. Its invisibility broke. Its movements slowed. For the first time, Hiranyapura stood exposed. The final strike. Arjuna then prepared a devastating weapon, a divine missile charged with celestial power. The heavens grew still. Even the asuras trembled. With unshakable resolve, he released it. Heavenly weapon. thrown to the golden city. The weapon struck the heart of the golden city, the core of the demons, the fall. Hiranyapura shuddered, its golden towers cracked, its brilliance demanded. Amazing story. Flames spread across its celestial structures as the city lost its power to remain in the sky. Slowly, then, all at once, it fell down and crashed to the earth. Even now we hear it a little bit. Now it's a joke. The once incivil city of the Asuras descended from the heavens, shattered and destroyed. Okay, and now for the end, we are good in time. Wow. For the end, I researched for some nice verses, and we can glorify Arjuna. He's not only a big hero, and not only a very special soldier, but also a very, very, very intimate, very close friend of Shri Krishna. He's a very special devotee. And that's why he's so much empowered to do such things. Okay, the first glorification I found, it's actually also in the Bhagavad Gita, in the 10th chapter, actually, where Krishna is speaking. In verse 37, Krishna is speaking, Pandai Vanam Danam Jaya. It means actually that among the Pandavas, I am Arjuna. Krishna is telling, among the Pandavas, I am Arjuna. That means so far that actually Arjuna is a pure representative of Krishna. Because Krishna himself is identifying himself with Arjuna. It's actually really special. You can imagine if Krishna would come and say, among women, I'm Millie, or something like that. Really, oh man, it's like really special, like wow, it's like special devotee. And one chapter after, chapter 11, verse 33, Krishna is also glorifying Arjuna in a nice way. Tasmat tvam utishta yasho labhasva jitva shatrun bunkshva rajam samridam mayai vaite nihata purvam iva nimitta matram bhava savya sachin. And this means that Krishna is glorifying Arjuna in this way, that he's telling, and therefore, actually it's like also an instruction to Arjuna, therefore rise Arjuna and gain fame. Conquering the enemies, enjoy prosperous kingdom. This all, like Krishna is telling all these soldiers on the battlefield, these all soldiers have been killed by me already. Just be an instrument, O Arjuna. Actually, in this verse, Krishna is calling for Arjuna and telling him, actually, I did it, don't worry, you are only an instrument. Actually, you get the fame and the kingdom and everything. I do the work. You look like you are like the puppet for it. You do it, but actually you are special. I chose you to do this. It's really special. You are the chosen person. It's really special. Krishna chose him. And then we have different other glorifications, also from Indra, from his father, from Arjuna. and he spoke, "You are equal to me in powers, O son. There is none among the demigods, Gandharvas, or men who can surpass you in battle." We heard this story. Arjuna is really powerful, could fight with such, in some sense, materialistically amazing demons. he could do it, but only with the empowerment of Krishna, for sure. And also Bhishma is glorifying also Arjuna in a way. There is no warrior on earth equal to Arjuna, armed with the Gandiva. He is invincible even to the demigods. And even on one point, actually, also I think even Duryodhan, his enemy, the son of Dhritarashtra, also glorified him, Arjuna, because they was also aware he's somehow special. Out of their envy, they somehow still was evil, but somehow they know Arjuna is special. And also like the last one, also from Dronacharya. Well, actually we have more. Also Dronacharya, also a teacher. He also glorified him. In archery, in speed, in precision, Genauigkeit, and in knowledge of divine weapons, Arjuna has no equal among all who bear arms. And then also, this is like, it's actually also a glorification of Krishna, I think to Karna. Krishna told, "There is none like you, O Partha, with your Gandiva, with your bow. You are capable of destroying all worlds." Have you? I can imagine one person can destroy all worlds. We cannot imagine the power. I mean, we could somehow, Krishna can do it, he's God. But one person, he's not in a sense a human, but he played this role as a human. He's an eternal associate of Krishna, but still, wow, he can destroy all worlds. Anyway, so far so good. Arjuna ki Jai. We should glorify the amazing devotees of the Lord. And one of very special one is Arjuna. And actually, we got so much from Arjuna. Let's think a little bit, the whole Bhagavad Gita would not be there if Arjuna would not play his role. He was playing this kind of ignorance. He was not ignorant at all. He's completely aware. He's a pure devotee. But he played this role for us to give us these verses in the Bhagavad Gita that we can learn, that we can learn, that we can benefit out of it. It's like a nice mercy. Actually, I not often thought of it, how great is Arjuna, and we can be really thankful for him. Sometimes, Arjuna, Bhishma, and this and that. They're nice, but I have nothing to do with them. No, come on. We should be thankful. All of our acharyas, all of the holy personalities, we are in debt to them. And what we can do, we can be serious in our spiritual life and try to pay back a little bit of this debt. What we can do. If we would be 24 hours serving non-stop, we could not even pay back a drop of this debt. Actually, by their help, we get liberated forever out of this crazy material world. It's an amazing thing. Otherwise, we would suffer here almost forever. Can you imagine? Everybody of us experienced so much suffering here. I'm still doing all the time. Back is hurting, and this issue, and this sickness, and this mental issue, and whatever. you're cool and this and that and mental, and you're losing this and that, and some family members are dying, and you lose your job or whatever. All the time some problems. You have to pay on the train if you if you forget your ticket or you have the wrong one, or all the time something. I heard yesterday from one nice dude. Okay, anyway, let's end. We are on the end. Maybe some questions, some inspirations, somehow maybe also regarding to the topics or regarding to spiritual life or to your own lives. Thank you very much for your attention. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna.
Sunday I'm doing something, but for now I don't remember exactly. Double check.
Okay. Let's go. Let's double check.
But we can check now. I mean, it's not a big deal. Anyways, at least you saved my life. I mean, you remind me that monogamy is most important. But yeah, for tomorrow I'll be more.
Yeah.
Somehow the main thing is sleep on time and get up according to it.
Yeah. I take a nap during the day, and then I go to bed by 8:39 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was doing for other days. You just said tomorrow, I mean not tomorrow, I meant to say that yesterday because I didn't start services on time and because it was the first time of just figuring these things out, and that's why I ended up skipping the number.
Okay. Alright.
Anyway, since I'm here for 3 months, at least I'll just get used to the routine.
Yeah.
At least, yeah, there should be no.
It's fine if you're really sick and you fast and you need rest, that's fine. But then you have to also take care of yourself and rest and not do other stuff, if you're sick.
Okay, like if it's like an urgent reason, yeah, you have a cold.
You're tired and sick, you have fever, whatever, you take rest.
Yeah.
And you reduce your eating and try to get better,
Yeah, but if it's not from the other way around, then
not something in between, like, sometimes you see the boys, I'm sick, and then they come breakfast, and they're there the whole day,
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah. I'm sick.
yeah, most probably I'm not the only case, but yeah, there are devotees that sometimes they go through some weird scenes, kind of saying that, oh, I'm sick, I cannot do service. Like sometimes they've been told to do service and they say that, oh, I cannot do service because I'm sick, whatever. But then like from the other hour, then you see like, I don't know, he's chatting with some friend or whatever. Not you telling his friend.
So you're either sick or you're healthy.